Hey, welcome in, everyone. It is that time of the year again here on the Dom Giordano program, and we have four great people to talk about Catholic Charities Appeal, which is a staple that does good that we like to highlight each year. Joining us, in fact, again this year is Ernie Russum. Ernie is the president of the Catholic Charities Appeal Board of Directors. Ernie, welcome back. And you and I talking before the show about the divine intervention with the Phillies last year due to Catholic Charities Appeal night, so to speak. Tell us, what is Catholic Charities Appeal, though? What does that mean for listeners?
Dom, what Catholic Charities Appeal is we are a organization that helps people. And what we do is we provide education, social services. We help parishes. We help some of our retired priests, clergy. And also we have local ministry activities. And Dom, one thing I want to tell you, our budget this year is $12.5 million. Now that's one of the larger faith-based social service organizations really in the greater Philadelphia area. What we're really proud of is we help people. Mm-hmm. It's not like we sit back and ask them for their baptismal records, which parish are they from, where they go to high school. We just see people in need and we help them. We help people on the street, people living in the margins of society, adults, children who maybe have intellectual challenges, maybe physical challenges, deaf, sight limitations. And again, we help people. And that's one thing I'm very, very proud of. That's one thing we're very good at. And you asked about divine intervention. You probably remember last year, Catholic Charities Appeal Night, the Phillies, we have it each year. And when we had it last year, it was end of June, and the Phillies were 2 games below 500.
Not that you were counting on this, but go ahead, yes.
Well, when we were selling tickets among the group, we said we were going to have some novations or novenas offered, and mentioned St. Rita, the patron saint of hopeless causes, and and of course the patron saint of baseball, St. Joseph DiMaggio. But last year we were there, and we had 700 plus people in the stadium who had bought tickets under Catholic Charities Appeal. And as you know, after Catholic Charities Appeal night, the Phillies went on a tear. They made the playoffs, and they even made the World Series. Now, it's kind of ironic. The Phillies are just battling around 500 now. And this Friday, May 19th, 7:05 is Catholic Charities Appeal night again. So, we're definitely going to be having some prayers coming out of the stands. And but we are going to be selling tickets. The tickets are being sold through the Phillies website, but you can go to CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org. That's CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org. And on there, you'll see a banner. And that banner will take you directly to the Phillies website. And the special code there is CCA, which, of course, is the acronym for Catholic Charities Appeal.
All right. Well, there are many ways, Jim Amato, and I think that's the point of Ernie here, to contribute to Catholic Charities Appeal, to be part of it. I'm told to about 1 million people are served, at least the last couple of years. That is a shocking number. If that were the ballpark, we're dealing with about 20 Taylor Swift concerts or so to be in there. To put it into perspective, that's a heck of a lot of people. You are at the helm of that day-to-day, as I understand it. Just give us some of the varieties of things that money goes towards specifically.
Well, I think the one facet that has really drawn a lot of attention, certainly mine and certainly that of the public, is over 7,500,000 meals were served in our fiscal year 22. You have to remember that the world's still dealing with COVID. We had to make a lot of different changes to make sure that key nutrition got out to at-risk groups, children. So that's always a staple of who we are, key part of the corporal works of mercy. And one of the things I really pride myself on, I've been working for the organization for 40 years now, is our ability to change. So that we're always staying tuned to what the needs of the communities are. One of the latest developments of our programs is we now run over 471 units of senior affordable housing. Next week, Archbishop Perez will be blessing St. Joseph's Place in Collingdale. And if you want to bring a change in people's lives, low-income seniors, find them a wonderful place to live, turn an old convent or old elementary school into a beautiful, thriving place, good for seniors, good for the community, and good for just good for all of us.
That is adapting. One of the things I've noticed, Kathy Byer is with us, and Kathy, you're the principal, Our Lady of Confidence Day School, are benefiting people that have some kind of challenge, some kind of disability, however slight. I've noticed the last 3 or 4 years talking with Catholic Charities Appeal, that's a big deal. What does your school do?
Sure. So our school, Our Lady of Confidence School, is serves students with intellectual disability, which where they fall under of having an IQ of 72 or below. We also see other developmental differences, but a lot of our students come from middle class to low income families. And to educate one of our students, it costs around $27,000. Through Catholic Charities, they are given a good percentage of tuition money, close to $17,000 per family. So our families can afford the monthly tuition to go to a Catholic special education school. And our student was from Our Lady of Confidence that threw out the first pitch for the Phillies. So Lewis
Our Lady
did
of
it.
Confidence. I have to ask about that. I didn't know there was Our Lady of Confidence. I apologize.
That's okay.
Wasn't in the catechism.
Yeah.
Tell me why you chose Confidence. Why was that chosen?
Well, they've been around since 1954.
Okay.
So I'm not sure why that came about for her as our representative, but we have a lot of slogans that we got confidence, and with confidence we can get through it. So together as a community, we have confidence. Yes.
Well, next to you is somebody in the same field, Sister Kathleen Shapanzi. Sister, you are the director of the Office for Persons with Disabilities and the Deaf Apostolate. What's your role in this, Sister?
So I'm so grateful to Catholic Charities that supports my office, and I interact with families who have members with disabilities, could be children and adults, who want to access things that parishes or our Catholic schools provide. And so through my office, they're able to learn how to accommodate and modify so that all members have access to our programs. One of the other programs that I run are a camp for children who are deaf. Actually, it's going to be this June at St. Joseph University. So about 50 kids who are deaf from all 5 counties come together because what we witness is that local community programs in their neighborhoods or even in their schools aren't accessible to people who use American Sign Language. So the camp is run in American Sign Language and provides the same opportunity that many kids get right in their neighborhood in this Philadelphia Camp Overbrook and Sign, which will be at St. Joe's in June. We also provide support for families who are expecting a child who have a prenatal diagnosis of possibly a short life or a child being born with a disability, because we recognize at that time in the couple's life that could be a real challenge that they're facing. And so having someone accompany them through that crisis time in their life and be with them before the birth and after the birth and help them to manage that time is a great support. So what we find is that families who have individuals with disabilities or are expecting a child with a disability just need that accompaniment and extra support. And that's what our office
I was completely
provides.
unaware of that. I mean, it's so multidimensional, Catholic Charities Appeal, that new elements, I'm sure, to meet a need, you learn about and you support. And Ernie, again, let's give the multitude of ways that people can contribute, how they go about doing that, how long they have to do this. I'm sure it's ongoing, but Catholic Charities Appeal, what do they do?
What we basically do is we are the fundraising arm for the organization. And what we do is we come back and we help the organizations by finding the money, finding the opportunity, and then making sure that the money is then distributed directly to the cause. The way that we do that is by following directions of our principles of the organization. And Dom, there's many questions about whenever we raise money for Catholic charities. They hear about the Catholic Church, and obviously there's a lot of challenges economically, financially, legally affecting the various dioceses around the country.
Right.
My name goes on every distribution check. A letter goes to the organization who is chartered to receive those funds. Those organizations are part of Jim Amato's group with Catholic Social Services, and some of the other organizations who are again part of our needs. Every dollar that we raise is going to those specific needs, to those causes, to those organizations, and we have to raise $12.5 million to support those organizations. And Dom, if the money doesn't come in, we have to make a decision. How are these people going to be receiving the funds? How are these people going to be receiving care? And very often, if the money's not there, there's tough decisions to be made. People can contribute to the Archdiocese Catholic Charities Appeal by going directly to our website, CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org, or they can maybe even just visit a Catholic church, and they will have pamphlets there. But Dom, in this day and age, in 2023, going online is probably the most convenient way for people to do that.
Exactly.
So they can pretty much sit there, go to their phone, CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org, and make their donation right there. But Dom, the other thing I want to share with you is the amount of money that we need is a big number. Would you believe that 43% of all the money that we've received so far this year has come from people who've given less than $500. 26% of people who've given less than $250. That means you could literally give $1 a day and you would be in that 43% group. We're not looking for big pocketed people. We'd love to see them.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it takes a little bit, $1 a day of someone caring, a 10, 20, whatever they can give, to go to CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org and make their donation there.
Ernie, thank you. And it speaks well to these numbers, 12 million that you talked about, but 1 million people benefiting from this. Some of them directly in the specific ways. We talked with our two guests today around disabilities of one sort or another. You just don't find that in many settings to be that specific. So thank you. And again, contribute. We always know when you have a number of small contributors, that indicates that people get what this is all about versus just a couple of big benefactors. The website again, just one more time, Ernie.
CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org.
Thank you all. Thanks for taking time. Jim, good to see you again. Good to meet you, ladies. Thanks for coming out today.